Welcome to Spoil Your Crown. Today, we will be creating, or rather recreating, a topper. This is an old topper. The client wanted a new piece, and so we couldn't get the order in time, so I decided I was going to recreate it off of the old topper. So what we're doing now, we're using some saran wrap, and I'm going to recreate the mold. I'm going to draw it out and create a template. Create a template so that I can get the measurements correct. And so what I'm doing now, I'm pinning the saran wrap to the old piece. And this will allow me to recreate the piece, the topper. I think it was an 8x10 for the client. So keep watching. So the piece that you see cut out, that piece is where we will add a closure. So in order to create a mold that's sturdy, that to ensure that you get the correct measurements, what we will do is, or what I'm doing now, I am placing tape on the old mold. So we're going to overlap the tape going in the direction that you see. And then when that is finished, then we will go in the opposite direction. And the reason being is that we want to create a mold that is sturdy, that will directly reflect the measurements, that will directly reflect the pattern that we have underneath. So we're continuing to lay the Scotch tape down. So we also have to mark out where you see the piece. Mark it out so you'll know exactly where to cut once we remove the Scotch tape and the mold from the actual piece. You use a marker to get your markings in so you know exactly where to cut. Continue to watch. And this is done not only for partials, but for full pieces as well. So what we're doing now, removing that. Remember I mentioned before that you need a sturdy piece. By sturdy, I mean it's going to give you the exact shape and the exact measurement. Yep, so there we are, see? Perfect. There we are. So we can recreate anything. Once you have the mold, you can recreate it for any client, for any any piece that you might want to create. Because you have to have choices. You're able to recreate. I know when COVID happened and we weren't able to get those pieces coming in, we had to make sure that we knew what to do and how to do it. So there we are. We have the mold, and we also have the netting underneath that we've already cut out. This is going to be awesome. It's like using if any of you sew, it's like using a pattern. You know those patterns that you used to buy to sew, to make a dress or skirts? It's the same thing. It's the same concept. So you see the netting there. We used the mold to create the netting. We added the closure to it. And then from there, tracks will be added. That's how we do it. Perfect. This is Spoil Your Crown, creating a custom mold.